Hello, my name is Jai Reed, a student at Howard University, and I am here to answer the question from the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. How will your continued education empower you to achieve Black excellence? First things first, a little things about myself. I'm a Howard University student, computer science major, in my second year of college being a sophomore. Right now, I can classify this major as kind of challenging, but very rewarding. It has pushed me to different lengths as a student and forced me to come over many different challenges, yet I am still here persevering in this field of work. It is a great honor being able to go to Howard and grow along people like me and create a future along people like me. First, acknowledging what Black excellence is a good start. The achievement, especially the high achievement of Black people in society in spaces that we normally would not be accepted in. For me as a computer science student, I am loving the ability to reach into fields that normally would not be allowed to people like me. Howard is a great place that allows people to grow into different types of people that can hold their own in certain types of fields. We are there because we deserve to be there, not because we are getting handouts or anything like that, which is what I aim to do with my education. I strive to actually make a continued effort and grow as a person myself. One big thing about education that I have found to be very useful for my character is the many skills that I have developed and the work ethic that has come with this college lifestyle that I'm living. College is not easy, but I think that's why it's a very good route for a lot of people, especially me. It forces a lot of people to grow up and face a lot of challenges that is not very easy to find in life. It's a very weird niche between your teenage years and your adult years. And I think it's imperative that we as Black people get this opportunity that a lot of people in our positions don't get. And I think it's very rewarding for us to be able to learn these types of experiences and not fall behind anybody because of who we are. In fact, we should be able to excel because of who we are and our history and these groups that we have, such as HBCUs like Howard. Stereotyping is probably the biggest reason I would advocate for the importance of Black excellence in education. I think it's best in Howard as it is very easy to see yourself achieving something great when there are so many people who look like you doing the same thing. When I walk around campus, I easily see people who are creating futures for themselves and so many amazing things. And I think it is very imperative that that rubs off on me, creating me to do my best. And when that happens, I hope that I can inspire younger people like me to not see us as not being able to get to those heights and be around people who are excelling and being great and having something amazing for themselves that they can be looked upon, not as like an unachievable dream or something that you can't do, but as the average person like me can do something amazing, not just someone who doesn't look like me, someone who does look like me, you know? Personal goals for myself as a Black student going to Howard and making sure I excel in all the right fields is that education has never been more apparent and more like I guess I could say more needed or like more important to me. I can very see the value of it right now, and I have taken my studying more serious than probably ever before in my life. And I say this because I really want to become something real with myself. I really want to achieve something with myself. I really want to make sure that I can get out there. And along the ride, I need to etch my ability as a Black man into my communities, my neighborhoods, the people I'm around. I am around Black people all the time nowadays, and it's becoming more apparent to me that I could always be doing more. I also think that a lot of my educational prowess and strength to expand and give back with my education comes from who my parents are, as my dad is a very well-respected tutor in my neighborhood, and he's always giving back to the community. He's always giving back when he can. Right now, actually, after our recent trip from Ghana, he came back and decided to help those people by giving them tutoring jobs. I say this because my dad is part of the reason why I'm becoming more conscious about my own effect on my community in the future, and why this isn't something like an afterthought, why it's something that can be very presently thought. Like, there are people that can be really motivated by the success of people like us. It seems very small at first, but it actually adds up. They don't see themselves as inferior. They see positions that they never thought they would see themselves in as normal things, just because we are there ourselves. I become a CSS major and I really am achieved in my goals, I truly plan to give back either through teaching or through example or tutoring. I plan to give back in representation. I plan to give back in so many different fields. I plan to even, well, this is kind of a side tangent actually, but ever since I got to college, I started roller skating a lot more. If I really could, I would really want to open stuff like a roller skating rink and expand upon the culture of roller skating. There's so many little small things that have become more apparent to me ever since going to HBCU. It's not like I've been the minority all my life. I've actually been kind of a good mix all my life between people and schools. But it's becoming more apparent to me that there's always more that can be done. Education in this regard is something that I would really love to explore, as I have actually made some pieces in my previous schoolings about why education is very flawed for people like us and things like that. I do want to take my time and think about what that means for me. How would I go about doing that? When would I go about doing that? Who am I doing it for? And I have a lot of role models in my life to look forward to that. But I think the main thing is that I need to be educated. I need to grow. College is the growing place, and I think it's the best growing place I could be at, especially Howard University. I'm growing beside so many amazing, black, talented people. I see them all over the place, and I feel motivated to achieve something in my life. It's very weird to describe, but it makes me personally feel like I can do more than what anybody else thought I could do. It's not to say I didn't believe in myself before, but I think it's hard to believe when you don't see yourself achieving a lot. Now I see myself achieving more as I see my peers who look like me achieve more. And I think, you know what? It's not impossible, you know? Another big one I wanted to address, and probably the biggest one I'd say, is that I feel like my continued education will always inversely have an ability to create more opportunities for people like me. I'll be honest, this is not really something I can like tentatively say I started thinking about until maybe 2 years ago, since I got to Howard, about how I can give back to my community. But it's becoming more clear now than ever that it's going to be the responsibility of people like us to give back with the things that we learn to people that are not as fortunate as us. Luckily, people at Howard, we learn the ins and outs, we learn how to get around, we learn the systems, we learn how to make most advantage of what we have in the education field. I can learn what I want to learn, and then I can go back and give it back in my own way, whether it is new developments or mainly a good one like teaching, simple teaching. I'm not aiming to become a teacher, but I have had a lot of great role models in my life, been teachers. I would love to get back to a community by doing maybe computer teaching in any ways like that, something that a lot of underprivileged black communities might not have. But as it stands now, I think it is very important that we are able to give these opportunities back, and something that I'm actually starting to think about in my own learning as what is going to be the greater purpose of me coming out with my own degree, and what can I do to give back to all the people and communities that helped me get here. Overall, that's the main crux of what I want to say regarding my place in black education and my ability to pass on what I know and empower a black generation with what I learn. Overall, I'm becoming more conscious of the effort that I can be putting in the world to create a more distinguished empowerment of black youth. I think it's more imperative now than more than ever, and it's becoming more conscious that this is a real, not necessarily like just a real issue, it's a pressing issue, it's a serious issue, something that I would love to dive more into when I am actually more able to. But education comes first, and I think during my tenure in college, I will really grow into somebody who can give back and really show people, especially my people, that we are able to do much more. We are not second to other people. We are just as capable, maybe even more capable because of who we are. It really depends. I have a lot of friends and colleagues that would say the same thing, and they are pushed to the ultimate limits of what they can do. I met amazing people who work so hard. It's insane. Howard is a place where people are really trying to thrive. They really are. And it's amazing to see so many people do things that I really have not ever thought of doing. That makes me step up and want to do stuff that I never thought of doing. And that's really only taking place right now because I'm such a well-respected community of people and black people who love to grow.